The statue.
It looks dreadful. More like a homeless prince, not a happy one. You know?
This statue is making the whole square look grubby. We've got to tear it down right away. Yeah, tear it down!
The villagers tore down the statue and cast it into the fire to melt it down. Oddly, as the statue melted away in the heat, the prince's lead heart remained. Looking down over the earth, God turned to one of his angels and said,
Bring me the two most beautiful things in the world.
Yes, Lord. The angel floated down to earth and brought back the frozen body of the swallow and the prince's lead heart. God was very pleased.
The people do not understand what true happiness really is. The swallow and the prince will live eternally in heaven.
Yes. The prince and the swallow lived on happily ever after in heaven. But sometimes they would look down upon the world and shed tears for the people below.
All right, were you able to view the ending?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's now focus on the discussion. Okay, let's discuss now the questions. Raise your hand if you want to answer. In the story, what did the prince not know during his life? What is that the prince didn't know during his life? These are just so easy. Oh, Andre.
C po, sorrow.
Sorrow. Why? Because he was very rich. He was rich. Correct. Who did the happy prince help first in the story? To check. You know the details. Let me see those who have few points. The birthday girl, Jangel. Come on.
Letter D po, sir.
Letter D. Seamstress with dying son. The one that they saw on the window. Correct. Number 3. Why was the swallow delayed on his way to Egypt? What was the reason? What was the reason for the delay? Let's have others. How about Danaya? Danaya?
C po.
C. Why was the swallow delayed? Letter C is the reason why he wants to go to Egypt.
Ay.
But what was the reason? Kasi he wants a reed. A reed is just a type of plant, no? Palay, yun ang kinakain ng mga ng bird. Swallow is a type of bird. But what's the reason why was he delayed?
D po. D, sir.
Letter D, he wants to befriend the prince. Actually, he became happy with the prince. Okay, number 4. What happened to the swallow at the end? Right, this is very giveaway question. What happens to the swallow at the end? Orisa.
C po.
Of course, a swallow died during the winter. And 5, why was the prince sad according to the selection? What was the cause of the prince's sorrow? Karil.
D po. He saw the misery of his people.
Correct. Which he did not see when he was still alive. No? So, True or false? Let's check. If you're referring to your homework, now if you have your notes, this will be very easy. The happy prince was ignorant on the suffering of the people when he was still alive, since he never saw it then. True or false? Erica. Erica. True or false? Jason. I cannot hear Erica.
True.
True, correct. That's why he was sad at the beginning of the story. Number 2, the swallow felt warm with his good deeds because he was ashamed of helping others. True or false? Erica, again.
False po.
Correct. Number 3, when the mayor and his councilors decided to have the happy prince melted down, they fought as to whom the new statue should represent it. Based on the story, let's have Mads. I want to hear from you.
Apo. True po.
Number 3, are you sure? Actually, it was decided right away na in fact the mayor. Ganun naman eh. Sino naman yung ruler kung siya ano. Number 4, when God asked one of his angels to bring the 2 most precious things in the city, the angel brought the leaden heart and dead bird, for he knew of their sacrifice and compassion. What do you think is the answer? Rain, Galang.
True po, sir.
True. And number 5, the happy prince lost his dear friend Swallow, and it broke his leaden heart. Jason.
True po.
True. That is the last sorrow of the prince in the story. Okay. Now, let's now go to the critical thinking questions. In a sentence, how would you describe the story of the happy prince? What is the story about? Let me hear from special, those who do not have yet points. Christian Esguerra, come on.
Sir, the happy prince has care and true loves to others.
Okay, it's about the story of the happy prince realizing now being selfless and compassionate to other people, especially for the poor in his place during that time. Okay, number 2, correct, Christian. 5 points for that. If the statue of the happy prince was built in your city, Angeles City in your case, if you're a resident of Angeles City, what do you think would he feel seeing the people amidst the COVID-19 pandemic? Let's see. Though I'm not from, I do not live in Angeles City. Jane Gel, come on, birthday girl, you're raising your hand.
He will be sad because he sees how difficult people are during the pandemic.
Okay. He will be sad. How about the others? So let me hear another answer. There are a lot of possible answers here. Karil. Hi, Karil. Is Karil there? Raisa. Sige, you're raising your hand. Oh, your internet. Raisa. Raisa. Oh, Mads.
I think he will feel the same as what he felt in his town, but with a little bit of disappointment po.
Why? Why disappointment?
Kasi po, although nahihirapan po yung mga tao, meron po mga tao na parang gumagawa pa rin po ng ikakasama ng iba, ikakasama nila people sa paligid nila. Yung mga hindi po sumusunod sa mga protocols, ganun po. Kasi matigas po yung ulo nila. Madidisappoint po.
Okay, yes. The mga pasaway po dito in Filipino, those who are not following the health protocols. Okay, correct. Suppose the Happy Prince gave you all his jewels and asked you to help those who suffer amidst pandemic. How will you help those in need? Or how will you become a generous and helpful person? Raisa, your turn. I think a while ago, sorry for that, we're experiencing technical problem. Raisa.
If the Happy Prince gave me all his jewels and asked me to help those people who suffer amidst the COVID-19, I would tell those professional scientists to make vaccine that will surely cure those who are infected with the COVID-19 and will definitely ease the suffering of the people.
What a very complete and astounding answer. No, nice one. I was flabbergasted. Very detailed, very complete. Very good. Nice answer. How about the others? Same answer. Number 3. How will you have those in it? Suppose you have all of the jewels or the resources. No? The resources. How will you have those who are in it? Let us see how wise you are. Aside from Mads, aside from Raisa or raising their hand. Oh, Jason, Steven.
Of course, I will help them. Even if the prince did not give me any jewelry or gems, I will still help them. It is better to help others rather than waiting for them to give you something. Be a voluntary to help others, especially in this time of pandemic. You can see a lot of people needing a lot of help because most of them lost all their jobs, which they are jobless. Be kind and helpful to the many, even a simple help to the best of your ability will do. However, if the prince do insist, then I will rather use the gems or jewelry to trade it with foods and clothes for those in need. It is fine with me it if I did not get any of the gems or jewelry as long I can get to help. I am okay with it. At least I did good to help others.
Wow. Are you rich?
No, sir.
Because I thought you have all of those resources. No? So you're a philanthropist na donating a lot. But anyway, that's a good answer. No? Great answer. No? I thought you were so rich, mayaman. No? No? Okay, number 4. Thank you to those who have answered. If you are the Happy Prince, will you still help the people who suffer knowing that no one will thank you in the end? Hey, no. No one will ever thank you in the end. Now let's hear from Karil and then afterwards Andres. Karil.
Yes, sir. I will still help them even though they won't show their gratefulness po sa akin. Kasi po I know the feeling of not having the resources that you need, and I know that it's hard during this pandemic. Kaya ganun po. It's okay to help them kahit hindi po sila magpa-thank you.
Okay. How about you, Andre?
Yes po. Because if you have simply not been thanked, but this person shows by other words or actions, then they have almost certainly appreciated what you did, even if they did not thank you for it.
Okay, good. That is so for us, but let me bring a little bit issue here, no? Disclaimer, ha? This is a general issue. Baka kasi some of you, they have relatives or friends who are politicians. Wala akong pinatataman. This is general issue. Do you know the issue of political patronage? Have you heard of that? Narinig nyo na ba yun?
No, sir.
Di ba? Let me speak in Filipino little bit for you to get the idea. Nakikita ninyo, pag yung mga government officials o mga politiko natin tumulong, whatever project or operation, relief, food, medical, dental, you always see their name, di ba? Na parating makikita yung pangalan nila, courtesy,
donated by.
Service of, donated by, no? O kaya, ngayon hindi na ganun eh. Subliminal, when I say subliminal, indirect, Mayor so-and-so loves you, cares for you. Nakikita niyo ba yung mga ganon?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is the message? Why are they showing their names? Why are they, sorry for the term, broadcasting, projecting their names after they did all of those good deeds, those donation, those operation? Ano sa tingin niyo? What's the intention baka? Think. Christian Esguerra, you're raising your hand.
Sir, sa tingin ko po, ginagawa po nila yon para makuha po yung tiwala ng tao. Then po, sa paparating na eleksyon, para sila po yung bigyan ng boto ng mga taong bayan.
You hit it right. That's the intention. Hindi na lang bawal kasi sa batas. It's a no-no. Bawal sulat the word vote. Lalang pag campaign period, bawal. But you see, let's try to analyze. So they're doing this good. Number one, in reality, the money, the resources that they are using, assuming nakaluklok na sila sa posisyon, they are already elected and they're holding the office. The resources and the money they are using, kanino ba? What's the source? Sino ba talaga nagmamayari ng pera?
Government po.
It's the government. And in law, you're right, Karel, in law, in political science, the definition of the government, the people of the Republic of the Philippines. If you want to make it specific, the taxpayers. No? Those who are paying their taxes so that the National Treasury will have its accumulated funds. Yun ang mga ginagamit nila. Are they using their personal money? Hindi
No,
naman.
sir.
Majority hindi. While some, again, disclaimer, not general, this is a criticism. Yung ibang ginagamit nila, they will claim that their personal money, but we are not so sure because there might be a possibility that they have corrupted money, again, robbed from the National Treasury, from the people's pocket. And yet they are claiming as if it is out of their own generosity. No? But in reality, it's not. Tawag ko doon, political patronage. The negative connotation, criticism of that, parang nagpapautang na loob pa sila so that you will have a debt of gratitude. Beware of that kasi in line with question number 4, real helping, no? Authentic helping, if there is no recognition, walang kapalit, hindi ka kinilala, wala man lang thank you. Di ba? Kasi the act of helping itself is already the reward for those who have people who are with genuine service. Binrotan ko lang yun so that you know, because next year, what's next year? 2022. What's next year? If you are listening to news, what's the big event next year that concerns, that's of national interest? Karil.
I think it's the new election of presidency po.
Correct. Next year, we'll have a national presidential election. And if you're listening to the tentative results of the poll survey, my goodness, I'm sorry for the word sorry, this is just my opinion, pero a lot of Filipinos need to be educated, no? Kasi maraming tatanga-tanga, hindi na magme-mention ng just take a look at the result, the initial poll results. Okay, number 5, who do you think are the happy prince of the present? Ayan, you have a lot of possible. It may be, not necessarily naman kilala ka, but it may be anyone whom you know, a happy prince of the present. Those who are selfless givers, compassionate individuals, who are the happy prince of the present. And why? O Raisa, you're raising your hand. Do you know a happy prince of the present?
Sir, marami po ba, sir?
Like?
Marami po. Yung mga I think, sir, yung frontliners po.
Okay,
Yung
the frontliners, in what way?
Because they also have the willingness to sacrifice for those people who are suffering po.
Okay, that's a brilliant answer, correct. How about you, Jangel?
Sinabi niya po, sir.
You have similar answers? Oh, come on.
Yes po, para
Ano ba kayong ibang maisip? Yes. Yeah. Oh, Mads.
Yung pong mga Good Samaritans natin na normal people lang na hindi po kailangan mag-brag or hindi naman po brag yung parang mag-post or magpakita sa internet na tumutulong sila. Yung mga silent helpers po, yung pong mga tahimik lang. Basta makatulong lang po sa kanila, enough na. Marami pong ganun yun.
All right. Correct. I even know some few very rich, affluent in the, persons, no? But silently, they prefer to be silent in the society. Those are the happy prince, even without the recognition. Hindi naman kasi, sorry for the term, no? Real matured people who are helping, they are not KSP, hindi sila kulang sa pansin. Hindi yung pag they were not acknowledged, hindi sila na-acknowledge, it's so big deal to them. They are not like that. Now, let's take a look at now the themes in the story. The first one, I would like to discuss this. Beauty and morality. These two were contrasted in the film, in the story, sorry. The statue of the Happy Prince, remember, it's very much gloriously decorated. It's meant to decorate the city. However, so that is beauty. Because Oscar Wilde, you can see, is a fan, it's a believer of art for art's sake movement, meaning say showing art and beauty in literature, but at the same time exposing some social issues. But while the city decorated with a golden statue, it appears to be rich. In reality, what's happening into the lives of the citizens? That's why the Happy Prince now asked the swallow to help them. The citizens are in poverty; they are very poor. So outside, externally, no, maybe beautiful, but morally speaking, it is incorrect. It is not. It's also related to the second one: hypocrisy, poverty, and greed, because the city is giving an image and appearance that it is rich, it is progressive, but in reality, majority of the citizens are poor. Only the few people, like at the end of the story, who is sorry for the term? Who is the KSP? Kulang sa pansin, the Apple, the who replaced the statue of the Happy Prince with his own statue. If you are listening to the details of the story, that symbolizes greed. Karel.
The mayor po.
The mayor. Again, this is a criticism. No, tingnan nyo yung criticism ni Oscar Wilde. Sometimes the government officials are like that, greedy, na hypocrites. And last one, sacrifice and compassion. This was already well demonstrated because of the Happy Prince gave everything to the end until wala na nga natira. Even the swallow, no? So these are the themes. Now, let's take a look at this. I explained the themes. This time you explain the symbol. Why is the lead heart? The can be a symbol of steadfast love and sacrifice. No, lead. It's a. Kasi look at it. In our culture language, we have the expression, taong may gininto ang puso, golden heart. Have you heard that? Gininto ang puso, golden heart in the Filipino culture. Hello, Hooke. Narinig niyo na ba yon? Have you heard that?
Yes po, sir.
Busilak po yung puso.
Busilak ang puso. But in the story, look at it. Oscar Wilde did not use gold as a symbol of that. Instead, opposite, lead. Eh? Why do you think the lead heart can be a symbol of steadfast love? Anyone who would like to try to explain 10 points? Oh, Karel, you're raising your hand. Come on, try.
I think, sir, kasi po, yung pong, he give all his wealth to the people. That's why po, yung love niya, hindi po siya makakatumbasan po ng wealth niya.
Okay. Good idea. How about you, Mads?
Try ko po, sir. Sa pagkakalam ko po kasi yung lead po is soft and malleable. So parang kaya po ginawang lead heart kasi po parang soft-hearted po siya in a good way na ginagamit niya po yung pagka-soft-hearted niya para makapag-deliver, makapag-express ng compassion at kindness sa ibang tao.
Okay. And aside from that, you're correct. Both of you are correct. Remember, kasi nga, there's a criticism here by Oscar Wilde, the author. Remember what at the outside, external, panlabas. What element, what metal element is the covering of the statue? Is it lead? No. What's the covering of the statue of the Happy Prince? If you saw the details, if you read the details of the story. It's made out of gold, tama?
Opo.
But what's inside? Lead. Yun na lang yung natira. Lead is an internal mineral. Kanya nga, when everything else is given, this is what remains. That is why you can symbolize, it's a symbol of steadfast love because paano nakarating doon to that level? It is understood that the prince gave everything from the external, the gold, the rubies, etc. Kaya yun na lang ang natira when they melted the statue. Number 2, the swallow, the bird. Why can it be a symbol of friendship and maturity as well? Anyone? Let me call on those who, actually all of you have already your points. No? Andre, Justin Salonga, would you like to try? How can the swallow, the bird, be a symbol of friendship and maturity?
Feeling ko po, tinulungan niya po yung statue para po mapasaya po yung mga mahihirap na tao. Just po, yung pong swallow, para siya rin po yung naging way para po magbigay yung mga yung Happy Prince ng mga tulong. Yun po.
Okay. And you are correct, no? Aside from that, remember in the first place, what is the original intention? Where is the swallow heading to? Saan siya papunta?
Egypt po.
Egypt. Okay, correct. Egypt. But why did he remain? Why did the swallow remain?
Wala na po siyang dalawang mata.
Why did the swallow remain?
Yung prince po, wala na pong dalawang mata.
So eventually, we became friends, no? With from happiness, let's focus on the happiness. From falling in love with the reed or eating the reed, going to Egypt. From a selfish perspective on happiness, the swallow eventually learned a much more matured and meaningful way of becoming happy. That is friendship while helping others with the happy person. It's also a sign of maturity. And the last one, the children, why are they can they be symbolized of innocence? Especially the match girl. Anyone? Oh, Mads, try.
Sorry po, so hindi ko po masyado narinig yung question.
Number 3, why can the children be a symbol of innocence amidst the evils of society? After your answer, Rain will answer.
Mga children po, kasi po, yung mga bata, hindi po sila ganun ka-aware sa mga nangyayari na mas deeper na evil or masama. Mas aware lang po sila dun sa mga common na mababaw na parang para sa kanila bad, pero hindi po nila nakikita yung mas deep na meaning nung kung ano po yung masama. Dun po hindi po nila nakikita yung kasamaan kahit akala nila mabuti po. Yung parang halimbawa nga po din sa mga politicians na kunwari tumutulong, pero yung innocence po ng mga bata, hindi po nila nakikita na tumutulong lang sila just because gusto nilang mag-gain yung trust para magmukha silang mabait, ganun po.
Okay, thank you. Or last one, Rain.
Just like Mad said po, sir, yung mga bata po kasi, sir, is innocent. Di po nila alam sa pagtulong po nila sometimes is nagsasacrifice na pala po sila, like alam lang po nila is tumulong sa mga magulang nila without knowing na nasasaktan na din po sila or napapagod po sila.
When it comes to innocence, the meaning of innocence, the absence of malice, walang idea tungkol sa masama. Like what you can see with the children in the story, they're just still living and they are unaware, they are still doing good in spite of the evil in there, the corruption, especially in the city. That's why they can become a symbol of innocence. Now, that's the point, but your answers are also correct. Now, questions so far?
None, sir.
This will be your final task, saying for those who have the means, you may use Microsoft Word or Google Docs and upload it. Else, you can just use a pad of paper and picture it. What is that? No? Read selection B and then read that Evaluate whether the values of kindness, compassion, and sacrifice shown in the classic literary, The Happy Prince, still viewed with the importance among ordinary people in today's society. You will see this in your handout, no? So this is an essay. This is an evaluative essay. Are the values that you have seen in the story applicable still today? Meron pa ba mga happy prince ngayon? Andiyan pa ba sila in relation to reading selection? You read that. This is what, this is just a short essay. And then again, homework, advanced reading, week 7, this will be our last lesson. And so that you will have points like what you gained today. Try already answering these exercises in advance. Same routine. This will be the last lesson. By the way, I have already checked some of your outputs. Some, they do not have their outputs. Some, they are complete. You know, I'm just reminding, okay? Questions? So, that's it. Questions? Do you have questions?
Answer.
So if you do not have any questions, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your participation. By the way, I was so amazed by somehow answered the questions. They were so mature, so complete. I think you will do well with your essay and with your task for the 3rd quarter. We have already our picture taking. I would not take so much of your time. O sige na. God bless. Bye-bye. Enjoy.
Thank you po, sir.
Bye-bye po, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
po.
teaching
Thank you
us.
po.
Thank you so much.